Hi, you're welcome to another episode of Let's Do Life with Atilola. I'm so excited to be here once again. One reason I'm excited is because I didn't think I was going to come here anytime soon. This time last week, I didn't even know I was going to be shooting a video. Because at a point in time, I got so confused about, the direction of my personal YouTube channel. I wasn't sure whether people were watching. I wasn't sure what people wanted from me. Because after the old Canada series that went, that people watched and really liked, I didn't know how to take this channel. I started making videos on cooking healthy meals, healthy drinks, and people liked them. I just wasn't certain about the direction I should take this YouTube channel, so I decided to rest a while and get my thoughts together. But 1 month went into 2 months, into 3 months, into 4 months, into 5 months, and then I wasn't even so sure about what to do again, and I just stayed back. But last week, I got a comment on my other YouTube channel, the one that has to do with hair care, me being a trichologist, and then I clicked on the comment, but it mistakenly took me to the comments on this channel, and then I saw comments and comments and comments and comments that were waiting for my replies, and I was like, Atilola, what are you doing? What are you doing? You should be talking to people, empowering people, teaching people on your channel, and you just left it to live follow like that. I say, I know what? Just go back. So I will try. I'll be releasing 1 to 2 videos every month, because I have a video creation day every month. So I'll be releasing 1 to 2 videos every month. I'll try to shoot 2 videos every month, and then I'll build my consistency once again, and then we'll all be good, right? Is that good? So today I'm going to be talking about my homeschooling journey. Yeah, I'm homeschooling, but I'm not the one teaching myself, because there are several ways to homeschool. So I'll talk about how we made the decision to homeschool our kids and how we are raising genius kids, because I'm not bragging, but I have genius children. Sometimes I feel so inadequate to raise these children. I don't even know whether I'm helping them correctly, but God will be our strength in that way. But I'm going to be talking about how we made the homeschooling decision, or the decision to homeschool our kids, and how that is going so far. And I'll try to split it into 2 episodes. Hopefully it's not going to 3 episodes. Now, before I even got married in the first place, I've always wanted to homeschool my kids. I've found the idea of homeschooling very interesting, but I've not really thought about it as something I could do myself because of my own very busy schedule and all. So my first son, was supposed to start school in October 2019, because he was going to be in September 2019, because he was going to be 2 years old in October 2019. Really, just about 3 weeks after school resumes, it's going to be 2 years. So I decided I wasn't going to wait to that 2 years old date exactly. I was just going to take him to school. But before then, my friend told me, Olatunde, who is the, if you hear about homeschooling on this side of town, Cuddle Blog. She's into homeschooling and everything. So I talked to her. I was like, she was having a conference, or is it a seminar or whatever, where it was a gathering, a meetup on homeschooling. So I went to that meetup. I wanted to go with my husband before, but I was like, I don't know, he couldn't make it, so I just went alone. And at the end of that meetup, I was like, nah, homeschooling is not for me. I can never homeschool, because one of the major speakers was very intense in her methods of homeschooling. She was, very intense. She was a full-time stay-at-home mom, dedicated her life to homeschooling 5 children. And here I was that's 5 children to secondary school level, and here I was with just one little toddler rugging the rat, or ratting the rug, or whatever. And then the way she broke it down, she would go to every morning, she would gather the keys, they would do this, they would do that. I was like, God, I can't do this. And I have a job. I don't even have a job, I have jobs. I was like, I ain't doing this thing. So I like the idea. Then there was a lady that they got into like a back and forth. I think somebody on the panel And the lady said, if you are not homeschooling yourself, you are not homeschooling. I was like, definitely this is the end, because I was talking to my friend Cuddle Blogs, or the Cuddle blog. I was telling her to find somebody who is or an homeschooling or a homeschooling person, somebody who will be able to homeschool my child for me, and then I can say I'm homeschooling. But she said, if you are not homeschooling yourself, you are not homeschooling. Like, if you, the parent, are not the one teaching the child, then you are not homeschooling. I said, okay, it's fine. I'm not going to homeschool because I can't teach any child myself. I have a job or jobs. So I told my husband, like, this is how it went, and then I can't homeschool this child. I think they got somebody for me then. I think the lady was going to charge a particular amount a month. Then Cuddle Block said, okay, my nanny could homeschool since the child is just 2. Anyway, I just looked one way, 2 ways. I got discouraged, and I had a newborn baby at that particular point. I just got discouraged. I was like, go to school then. So he went to school. September he went to school, and then of course September, October, December he went on break, and then January he resumed after Christmas. February he was in school. March, that's 2020, he was in school, and then a week to when he was going to write his exam, he fell ill. And when the exam was going to start, lockdown happened. Like the last week in March, lockdown happened. I was like, okay, this is good. We are all locked down. And I can tell you that ever since lockdown, my child has never stepped his foot in the 4 walls of a school ever since then. And this is why, when the lockdown happened, I had a nanny that was educated. All my nannies are educated. I only take educated nannies, and I think I will talk about that in another episode of Let's Do Life, why I only use educated nannies for my parenting journey and my journey with nannies. In fact, I think I'll just dedicate two episodes to journey with nannies and why I only use educated nannies for my parenting. So my nanny was educated. Not only was she educated as all my other nannies, she was educated up to tertiary institution. So she was an OND holder, and she was looking to get her HND. That's, she had ordinary national diplomas in Nigerian polytechnics, and she wanted to get higher national diploma for people that are going to be watching from other parts of the world. And then I gave her the curriculum. I said, okay, children are on lockdown right now. You are the one going to be teaching this child, because I'm not going to be teaching any child. I have work to do. It's not any child, it's my child, but teaching toddlers is not my strength. So I felt I have work to do. You are going to be teaching this child, especially because my nannies are always involved in homework right from time. If you cannot do homework, I'm not going to hire you as a nanny. So you already have 1 point where only is educated nannies anyway. So she took over the schooling of my child, and then with the aid of, a lot of people had to resort to YouTube, learning on YouTube then. And I noticed one thing: this child started doing better than he was doing in school. So there was a time they were learning 1 to 50. Here are your numbers, 1 to 50. Because I compiled the things he was going to be learning. Because the school sent us what they were going to be learning, what they were going to be charging us for. I was like, nah, you can't be teaching my child to learn all these things that you are just going to be playing YouTube for my child. So I compiled my own curriculum for my child. And I did the phonics, I did the letters, I did the numbers, I did everything. And then by the time the school sent us the curriculum, no, they didn't even send us the curriculum. When they sent us, okay, they said, okay, teach your child this thing, teach your child this thing, play this video for your child. And I saw, here are your numbers, 1 to 30. I was like, no, my child cannot be on 1 to 50. And then you are giving me 1 to 30, and you're like, I should be paying money for my child to be going backwards. Since then I was like, nah, even if this child is going back to school, he's not going to be doing online schooling, and you're taking him backwards. So I just canceled the online schooling option. Then I said, okay, you teach him everything. So we're just teaching him, we just drew up the curriculum for him, and we're just teaching him everything. And then that's how my child was in school from that March up till October, when they opened up all the schools. Now, this is why we didn't go back to school. My child, I never used to, my children don't go to hospitals and they hardly fall ill. But I noticed one thing. When my child started schooling, he was falling ill. When I mean falling ill, I mean the normal common cold, running nose, coughing. He fell ill about 3 times in the course of those 2 terms. And this is a child that has never fallen ill before. Now he's having running nose, he's coughing. And then when he was on lockdown, I never went to school. He never fell ill again. Like, he was never sick. I was like, okay, it's obvious that this child only gets sick when he's in school. So I was like, this school thing, I'm not ready to start treating a child just because he's going to school. Then another thing I noticed was that he didn't really need the school, because everything he was learning in school, he was even learning better at home. And then he had a nanny that was educated and loved teaching him. I mean, my nanny was not happy because she was struggling with him getting to write past 1. He knew everything, but he couldn't write past number 1. You understand? Which we later found out was because his pincer grip was not yet very strong. You understand? We found out when we now got a teacher for him, his pincer grip was not yet very strong. So by the time he writes 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, after a while, his fingers will be so tired, he will not be able to write again. So he did not write at all. He wrote and he colored a lot, but he didn't write. He didn't really advance in his writing so much until the professional teacher took over from my nanny. And then his level of intelligence, everything was just so different. And before schools resumed in October, we had hired a teacher to take over sometime in August, September. You understand? She took over in September, and then this teacher was far ahead of everything. I was like, nah, there's no reason. This guy is not going back to school. Maybe we'll go back to school next year. He's not going to go back to school. And then since then, he has been acing it. Then came, so she taught him for 1 year from when he was 2 into 3 into 3 into 4, and then she moved over to my next son, who is just 20 months apart from my first son. And then we got an advanced teacher for my first son. And then there was this fear that, there's this myth that when you homeschool your children, they won't be able to interact when they go out and meet other children. Nah, it is not true. So there are 3 kinds of interaction. There's the peer-to-peer interaction, there's the top-down-up interaction, and there's the up-down interaction generally in life. So peer-to-peer interaction is when you interact with your peers, you interact with your age mates, your contemporaries, and everything. Then there's interaction that is between you and somebody higher up. So in this case, it will be between your child and a parent or a teacher, somebody higher up, and then there'll be, the one that goes downwards, which is between them and the person beneath them. And they have found out that the kind of interaction that develops a child's intelligence, develops a child's speech, everything that has to be with a child's confidence is actually the one that has to do with you interacting with the people above you. When you interact with your child like a contemporary, like an equal, like somebody who is intelligent, you're not interacting with your child like a child. That child's confidence is going to be developed. The child is going to be able to interact. The child can stand his ground or her ground anywhere they go. And then I found out that my children were sharper. Like, they go elsewhere, they stand out. They go everywhere. They are so intelligent. They were far, apart from academically intelligent, which is to be expected from homeschooling, they were like more socially intelligent. They could hold their own. They talked like they were talking to adults. Even up till now, I was like, nah, this homeschooling is the way forward, at least for now. Though I was still confused how long I'm going to take the homeschooling. And sometimes I still think about it, but I'm like, There is nothing. At that point in time, I realized that there was nothing, absolutely nothing the school system was offering my child that the homeschooling system wasn't offering my child. Apart from the constant peer-to-peer interaction, which my child could get outside when he goes to talk with other children, which they do right now. So I said, I am not going back to school. So I think I have been talking too much in this homeschooling journey. In the next episode, I will tell you the advantages, or how far my children have come, the advantages, all the advantages homeschooling has offered my children, how they have been able to stand out amongst their peers, even the testaments my children get when they go to church, and how I have been able to raise genius children. And when I'm talking of genius children, I'm talking of genius, like not a step above their peers, but steps above their peers. So all the advantages homeschooling has offered my children, I'm going to talk about it in the next episode. But before you go, you know what to do. Subscribe. Please, as you know, I'm just starting this channel back so that I don't run away out of shame again. Subscribe. Click the subscribe button in the link below. Comment, like, share, thumbs up. Do everything to make me encouraged so that I'll be very, very happy to come back. Bye.